What's up, Madden community? This is DK with NBL. I got over 10 hours of gameplay with Madden 17 at EA Play. I also was able to talk to the devs and the Madden community leaders about their thoughts and what they thought about Madden 17. So I'm doing this vlog to kind of give you guys what I experienced out there. So first we're going to start off with CFM. Um, Scouting is about the same. You're going to get the top three letter grades of what the top attributes are. And also, you're going to do the combine at the end of the year, just like it was in Madden 16. Once you draft a player, though, you're able to see like his attributes and you're able to see the development trait. So now you don't have to wait until the end of the draft to go in and look and see what the development trait is. It'll be right there whenever you draft a player. Also, there's no draft board this year. When I talked to John White, he said it was one of his top things to put in, but he wasn't able to get it in this year. He's working really hard to get everything that we want, but he wasn't able to get the draft board in. So if you're not there for the draft, then the computer is going to pick the player for you. But I do know that the computer will do its best to pick the top rated player and draft needs. So it's going to go in between like if you the top rated player slash team need. Next, I want to go into free agency. The top rated players do sign after week one. I've seen it for myself, so that's a very positive thing. We're not waiting until the last week to see whenever the top rated players are going off the board. So that way you can get like the mid tier players in week two and week three, and you can battle with all the other users or the computer with the mid tier players. When looking at the players in free agency, you're able to see the attributes, their traits, and their development trait. So now you don't have to keep scrolling in and out and in and out to figure out what their traits are and what the development trait is now. There's a point system in free agency now that's broken up into four categories. It's broken up into salary, it's broken up into bonus, it's broken up into years, and it's broken up into other. So it's like team, prestige, location, the coaching scheme, stuff like that. So like now, whenever you're trying to get a free agent, you'll be able to see the top four teams and their points. So that way you're not kind of like going on thin ice and like overpaying or underpaying. You'll be able to see what the other people in your league are doing and how they're trying to get the free agent that you want. So that's definitely a positive. With the four categories, it adds up into total points. So it could be 80 points total, it can be 100 points total, just depending on what you offer. Next, I want to go into the development traits. Now, if you have a guy that's slow development, or if you draft a guy that's slow development, his development trait can go up as the year goes on. Now, I did talk to John White about this also, and a lot of people don't really understand how it's going to work, so I'm going to kind of give you like my take on from what I got from John White. So if you get a weekly player of the week, it's a dice roll to see that the development trait goes up. Now, I'm not saying that it's going to go up every time you get a weekly player of the week. Like it's basically guaranteed if you get a yearly award like the MVP, Offensive Rookie of the Year, etc. It's not guaranteed for weekly. It's more of a dice roll. I guess we have to wait and see whenever we get the game to kind of get an idea of where that's going to go. I'm hoping it's not too OP and you can kind of like cheese and be able to have a slow development running back and rush for 200 yards and 4 touchdowns every week and be the weekly player of the week and go from slow to superstar development in 4 weeks. So I guess we have to see and wait for that. The next thing is the practice squad. So at the end of preseason week 4, you're able to put 10 players on your practice squad. Now, with these 10 players, they have to have been in the league from rookie to 2 years. So anything over that, they're not going to be able to go on your practice squad. So you can't stock your practice squad with tons of veterans and expect that to work because it's not going to work. Now, the great thing about it is like a team can come and poach a guy for practice squad only if they have an open space on their team roster. They can't poach your guys from the practice squad and take it onto their practice squad. It has to be a spot on their active roster for them to take a guy from practice squad. So you have to be very weary of what players you have in your practice squad, because someone can come take them off if they do have a spot on their active roster. Next is regression. So at the end of the season, you're going to get a regression report of the guys that have regressed. Now, instead of having like Jordy Nelson with 89 speed and then drops to 78 speed at the end of the year, now it's going to be more like Jordy Nelson will have like minus 20 regression points, but it's going to go throughout all his attributes. So instead of going all the speed, it'll be speed, acceleration, agility, catching traffic, awareness, back catch, and catching. And like if it's 22 points, it'd be like split up into like points. So it'd be 2 or 3 points in like each of the category that they're regressing in. Next, we're going to go over to gameplay. The first thing I want to talk about with gameplay is the play action. Now, when I first did the play action, it caught me off guard. Like I wasn't expecting what I saw. Like I thought I picked the wrong play and I thought I was running the ball. So the way it works, the camera takes you deep within the play action. So if you're using a linebacker or a safety or anything like that, you can get caught. I'm telling you right now, you can get caught. So you got to be very aware of what's going on whenever you are using anything other than a defensive lineman. So it kind of caters to like not having to use the defensive line, but using the defensive line at times. I got sucked in many times and left a space wide open for a receiver, tight end, or running back to get wide open and make some yards after catch. So play action was great. I enjoy how play action has gotten better. Next, I want to talk about the QB fumbles in the pocket and the ball physics. So you need to throw the ball in a certain amount of time. Like you can't hold on to the ball and expect not to fumble the ball when you're trying to throw at the last minute. There's no more last minute throwing. In Madden 16, you was able to hold on to the ball for as long as possible at the last minute, let the ball go, and get a completion or get an incomplete, or the ball would just like kind of fall forward. Not this year. If you wait till last minute and you get hit, then you're going to fumble. I mean, it's plain and simple. You're going to fumble. And with the ball physics, if you get hit and you get knocked backwards, the ball's going to go backwards. If you get hit from the side, the ball's going to go to the side. You're not going to just fumble and the ball's just going to stop right there next to the quarterback on the field. The ball's going to move. So be expecting that. There was a few times whenever I dropped back, waited till the last minute to throw the ball. I got hit stick forward and the ball flew and the defensive lineman picked the ball up and ran in for a touchdown. So be very aware of what you're doing in the pocket and get rid of the ball. Have that time clock in your head. Next, the arm strength for the quarterbacks. So I did a game with the Panthers and I did a game with the Vikings. So like Cam Newton can get the ball in the tight spots with his 97 throw power. Whenever I saw a guy open, I could squeeze the ball in and get a catch. But with Teddy Bridgewater, he has 88 throw power. And whenever I was throwing the ball with him, like whenever I was trying to squeeze it in, it wasn't happening. The defender was able to get his hands on the ball, whether it was a deflection or it was an interception. So throwing power is really going to matter with your quarterback. Next, we're going to go into the difference between good, elite, and average receivers. This was big for me. There's two stages of getting the ball to the receiver. When the receiver comes off the line and when the receiver makes his cut to his route. If your receiver has high release and high route running, he's going to get open for the most part, especially if he's going against a cornerback that's not as good as the receiver. So having like top receivers like a Julio Jones is key in this Madden. You're not going to just be able to get a 97 speed Brashad Perriman with 60 route running and expect to just hit out routes and slant routes against top tier cornerbacks like Revis, Sherman, Aqib Talib. You're going to need a good receiver. Also, the fact that they attack the ball is great. Like the receivers come back to the ball like they do in real life NFL. There's many times where I kind of underthrew the ball, and I was able to get my receiver to come back to attack the ball, whether it was to get the reception or to kind of get in the way of the defender from getting an interception. So I really love the fact that the receivers do attack the ball, and I really do like the fact that top receivers are top receivers, and receivers that aren't elite don't play like they're elite, like they have in the past Maddens. Also, the aggressive catch is not OP with not as good receivers as elite receivers. Elite receivers are able to still make the spectacular catch and aggressive catching. It can be annoying at times. I was able to do it with Julio Jones, of course, and even I had threw a bomb to Fitzgerald, and he came over the top of the safety with a one-hand grab. So it's still there. It hasn't left, but I wasn't able to quite do it with, mid-tier receivers. Like I wanted to really get a good aspect of what I was going to get. So when I played with the Vikings, I was trying to get Treadwell the ball a lot. He's not fast. His spectacular catch isn't up there. He's a rookie, so he was one of the top rookie receivers drafted this year. So I was trying to get him the ball a lot, and I was playing against the Jets, and Reeves was all over him. I mean, he wasn't getting much separation at all. Even when I flipped him over to the other side, he was going against more of like a buster screen. He was able to get a little bit more open, but making spectacular catches and jumping all over the top of the DB, it wasn't happening. And when he did, the likelihood of him getting a reception wasn't happening. Next, I want to go to the run game. The run game is very smooth. For you guys who double juke all the time, it's not going to work. The double juke really was non-existent, especially for me. Maybe for other people it worked for them, but I highly doubt it. It did not work for me. The precision modifier, the speed modifier, all that stuff, it works, but you got to time it. I played every game on all Madden. There was no rookie, pro, all pro. It was all Madden, and you had to time that stuff perfectly. If you didn't time it perfectly, then it wasn't going to happen. And when you didn't time it perfectly and you was doing like a speed modifier, whenever your stamina was down, you were going to fumble the ball. Now, the best thing I liked about it was the precision modifier when you hold down the right trigger and left trigger, or L2 and R2. So, like I was doing a stretch play with Devontae Freeman, and I was going to the right, and one of the defensive ends was able to play his gap and stop me from hitting the outside, and there was a backside hole. So I held down the right trigger and left trigger, and I was able to make a quick cut backside to a hole and run for a 50-yard touchdown. Now that was all my vision. So when you're running the ball, you got to have field vision and field awareness, because if you don't, you're going to get stopped in the backfield because guys are hitting their gaps and guys are cutting off the outside whenever it's their responsibility, especially if they're an high-end defensive player with high play rec and high awareness. Also, the blocking, especially in the open field, is amazing. I'm so happy to see that open field blocking actually works. Now, for the offensive linemen in blocking, it is good as long as they're not sending, a blitz so many players where they can't block. But once you get into the open field blocking is great. So I had a play with Adrian Peterson. I did a toss. The guy I was playing against had his line shift to the left, and I ran the toss to the right. And then when I got to the toss, I had my fullback and my receiver out flanking the defense. So when Adrian Peterson got the ball, I was able, the fullback and the receiver had blocked their assignments, and I was able to squeeze in between them two and run the ball for a touchdown. Even when I was running a drag route and I had defenders like in the open field, but my receivers were out there, they blocked the guy they were supposed to block, and I was able to get extra yards because of the downfield blocking. EA did a great job with open field blocking. I mean, there was several occasions in Madden 16 to where you had a guy lead blocking, but he went back to block somebody else instead of the guy that was in front of him, and it was very discouraging. But not in this Madden. Open field blocking, great. The blocking, great. I'm very, very pleasantly surprised about the blocking. on Madden 17. Um, Going to the defensive side of the ball, there isn't any like of the suction tackle. I didn't experience any suction tackle. I'm so used to kind of spamming A at times whenever I'm trying to get a tackle when someone's breaking to the outside. And when I did, the guy kind of fell forward instead of making the suction tackle. That was a very good thing to see. I didn't see suction tackle not once the whole time I was playing. And that's good because it kind of takes away from the offensive player who's made the moves that he needs to get into the open field. And for someone to spam A or X and be able to make the suction tackle is discouraging. And I'm glad it's gone. Clicking on is rewarding. When you're on defense and the ball's in the air, click on. If you don't, you can be in serious trouble, especially with the new SWAT mechanic. The SWAT mechanic is great, guys. Use the SWAT mechanic whenever you're clicking on. If you don't have a clear interception or if you're unsure about playing the receiver, use the SWAT mechanic because it works. There was many times where my opponent was trying to bomb me, and I used a SWAT mechanic, and it knocked the ball down. And with the new ball physics, depending on where the ball is coming down and the point of the SWAT, the ball could go anywhere. I mean, I don't know if that's a good or a bad thing, but it's not just, going down right there on the spot. I mean, it'll go to the left, it'll go to the right. It just really depends on the trajectory of the ball. Also, the defensive linemen, now that whenever they get a hand on the ball, the trajectory it'll go anywhere. I mean, the ball will go straight up, and it gives your defense a chance to make a play on the ball. The ball can just hit the ground. But guys like J.J. Watt, who have good jumping and can pass rush very well, he got his hands on several balls when I played with the Texans. On top of that, he's 6'6". So, like, if you got big guys, especially at linebacker also, if you got tall guys with good jumping, they're able to make plays on the ball whenever the ball is coming their way. They're not clueless whenever the ball is coming in their direction. Stock blitzes, they work. You don't have to sit there and base a line and move this guy and move this guy. And also when you move the guys, like you have a guy that's blitzing, you move him out to change his angle to come in on the blitz, it messes up the whole stock blitz that you picked in the play calling screen. They work, whether it's man, whether it is zone, the stock blitzes do work. I was very pleasantly surprised to see how that worked. And I'm glad EA put more emphasis in giving us stock plays to get to the quarterback and pressure the quarterback against people going on the sites and having to use nanos all game. In the NBL, we don't do any nanos, but Madden is more than just about the NBL. It's about the whole community out there. And after watching the Madden championships, there was a lot of nanos and things like that. And I'm glad to see that EA is trying their best to change that. Next, I want to go into the gap responsibility. It works. So, for instance, if you're running fullback dive in Madden 16 and you're doing like a double A gap blitz out of nickel, the responsibility of the guys, the middle linebackers that are blitzing, is just to blitz down. Now, in Madden 17, they blitz down, but they blitz down in their gap. Like, they are responsible for their gap. The gap assignments are really good. When the guys get to the outside, you have a guy, especially if he's high awareness and play rec, he's able to contain the outside. And you also have a back side guy that's doing containment. With the precision modifier, when you're running the football, you're able to make certain cuts to be able to get away from the backside guy if your field awareness when you're playing the game is high. But if you're not, you're going to get tackled. Also, the pass rush is pretty good. Whenever you have an elite pass rusher, he's going to do what he needs to do to get to the quarterback. I also feel like whenever you're using the defensive lineman, it's not as easy to get back into the backfield and put pressure on the quarterback. I think they kind of up the ante on that, which I do like because I never liked the fact that you had like a J.J. Watt or a Jason Pierre-Paul and you're able to just block shed everything and get back to the quarterback and you're just running for your life the whole game. But if you do have an elite pass rusher, he's gonna get back there. So that's a good thing to know. Like this Madden is predicated on getting rid of the ball. Like if you can't just sit in the pocket and expect to have all day, you're gonna get pressure. And if you get pressured and you don't get rid of the ball, you're gonna fumble. So I'm liking that aspect of the Madden 17. Uh, Defensive zones. They talk so much about defensive zones, and let me tell you guys, it works. Um, there's so many different types of zones. I have several examples. Like I have an example of when I was running the cover two, to where if no one comes in their zone, then they'll play man. Oh my gosh, that was great. Like I'm smiling big time about this. My opponent ran a out route, and he didn't have anyone flooding the zone to the right side. So when my cornerback saw that no one was coming, he manned up on the receiver and intercepted the ball. They make plays now. Also, the purple zones, they work against the corners. So anytime I felt it was a third and long, most people like to uh, flood the zones and have a streak, flat, and corner route combination. And they wasn't able to do that against me because I was able to give up the flat on the third and long, but the corner was covered. Also, I like the fact that they have combinations where you can play man and zone. Like for instance, I had a play to where I picked where one side of the field was playing cover two, and the other side of the field was playing cover two man. The zones are great. I really like it, and like especially with four verts. Whenever you play cover three in Madden 16, for the most part, the guy in the slot gets wide open on his streak. Now with the new yellow zones, they protect that part of the field. I mean, they're not going to be able to like cover everything. I mean, that's not how Madden or football works. But a lot of the glitchy things that were in Madden 16, it's not going to be here anymore. I'm very proud of EA for finding a way to help us out a little bit more in defense with the gap assignments, the zones, and also the pass rushing and the stock blitzes. Now let's get into kicking. Once again, I played all Madden on all my games, and whenever you're kicking, it's totally different. It isn't just guaranteed. You press the stick down, press the stick up, and you kick the ball. It's now you press A for the kick meter to go up, press A again for as high power as you can, and then it comes back down, and you have to get the A within how accurate your kicker is. So kickers matter. You can't just have a 97 kick power guy with 67 accuracy. His kicking bar, when it comes back down, is going to be so small where a lot of missed kicks are going to happen. It was tough. It took time getting used to. I say it took about a game and a half or two for me to get used to. But the better the kicker, the better it is for you to kick. Uh, Extra points matter now. That's good because in games where the weather is really bad and it's really windy, or if it's raining, or if it's snowing, and the games are close, you'll be able to. The game will matter then. The kicking game is going to matter. So field goals and extra points are not going to be automatic. You're going to have to actually put in work in practice mode to get your kicking better. Also, on punts, the backspin, it works. There was several times whenever I used a backspin and kicked it from about my 50-yard line, and it was able to hit the 3-yard line and backspin backwards. If you're not accurate with your kicks, then the backspin doesn't work as accurately. But if you do, then you're gonna be rewarded for doing it. I'm very, very, very happy for the new kicking. Kicking is going to change the game, especially for the guys who play on the higher difficulty levels. The kicking is going to change the game. I'm loving it. Other than that, that's all I can kind of come up with at the moment. I mean, there was so much more. I'm going to do a follow-up video on what I posted today. And for all you that have questions, please put them in the comment section, and I will answer all the questions that I can whenever you post your comment. And I will come back out with a follow-up video, and we'll just go from there. Thank you guys for tuning in to the vlog that I posted today. And make sure you like and subscribe, and also subscribe to the NBL network. Just to let you guys know, NBL shirt right here. We're NBL for life. We are full immersion football. Hope you guys enjoyed the vlog, and I'll check you guys out next time.